10 interesting facts you may not know about Mary, Queen of Scots. 1. She was betrothed to the Dauphin of France when she was just 6 years old. This was part of an effort to protect her from the English forces that were attempting to invade Scotland during the rough wooing. Mary was sent to be brought up in France, and she later married the Dauphin when he ascended the throne as Francis II. 2. She is said to have owned a pet dog that was trained to bring her gloves when she snapped her fingers. The dog was a Skye Terrier and was given to her by her half-brother, the Earl of Moray. According to legend, the dog was so well trained that it would retrieve the gloves even if they were thrown across the room. 3. She was a skilled musician and singer. She was known to play the lute, virginals, a type of small harpsichord, and clavichord, and was also a talented singer. Mary was known to enjoy singing and often entertained her guests with performances. She was particularly fond of French chansons and Italian madrigals. 4. Mary's second husband, Henry Stuart, Lord Darnley, was involved in the murder of Mary's private secretary, David Rizzio. Darnley was reportedly jealous of Rizzio's close relationship with Mary and participated in the plot to kill him. Rizzio was stabbed to death in front of Mary while she was pregnant. This event had significant consequences for Mary's marriage to Darnley, and for her relationship with other nobles in Scotland. 5. She was implicated in the murder of her second husband, Henry Stuart, Lord Darnley. Darnley was found murdered in the gardens of his residence in 1567, and many people believed that Mary and her third husband, James Hepburn, Earl of Bothwell, were involved in the crime. Bothwell was eventually acquitted of the charge, but the suspicion surrounding the case contributed to the unrest and political turmoil that marked the end of Mary's reign. 6. Mary was considered to be strikingly attractive and was described as having a small, oval-shaped head, long neck, bright auburn hair, and finely arched brows. She was also quite tall for a woman in the 16th century, standing at a height of 5 feet 11 inches. 7. She was well educated and fluent in several languages. She was taught French, Italian, Latin, Spanish, and Greek, in addition to her native Scots. She was also competent in various other skills, such as playing musical instruments, poetry, horsemanship, falconry, and needlework. 8. After she was forced to abdicate the throne in favor of her son, James, she fled to England seeking the protection of her cousin, Queen Elizabeth I. However, Elizabeth chose to imprison Mary instead, fearing that Mary's presence in England could threaten Elizabeth's own position as queen. Mary was eventually accused of plotting against Elizabeth. This event is significant because it marks the end of Mary's reign as queen and the beginning of a long period of imprisonment for her, ending in her execution. 9. She was imprisoned in various castles and houses throughout England for over 18 years, including Bolton Castle, Tutbury Castle, and Fotheringhay Castle. During her imprisonment, she was frequently moved from one place to another and was not always treated well. At times, she was held in relative luxury, but at other times she was kept in cramped and poorly ventilated rooms with few amenities. Despite her difficult circumstances, Mary was known for her charm and intelligence and was able to maintain a wide network of supporters and correspondents throughout her captivity. 10. Mary became known for her skills in embroidery and other needlework. She created intricate tapestries, cushions, and other decorative items, many of which survive to this day and are considered valuable historical artifacts. Some of Mary's embroidery projects were quite ambitious, including a series of large tapestries depicting the story of Hercules that were created during her captivity at Chartley Castle in the late 1580s. Mary's embroidery was not only a way for her to pass the time, but also a way for her to assert her royal status and to maintain connections with her supporters.